In 1902, Father built a house at the crest of the Broadview Avenue Hill in New Rochelle, New York, and it seemed for some years thereafter that all the family's days would be warm and fair.
The skies were blue and hazy, barely a storm, barely a chill, la 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 la. The afternoons were lazy, everyone warm, everything still, la 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 la. And there was distant music, simple and somehow sublime, giving the nation a new syncopation. The people called it ragtime.
Father was well off, very well off. His considerable income was derived from the manufacture of fireworks and bunting and other accoutrements of patriotism. Father was also something of an amateur explorer.
The house on the hill in New Rochelle was Mother's domain. She took pleasure in making it comfortable for the men in her family and often told herself how fortunate she was to be so protected and provided for by her husband.
Mother's younger brother worked at Father's fireworks factory. He was a genius at explosives. He was also a young man in search of something to believe in. His sister wondered when he would find it.
Grandfather had been a professor of Latin and Greek. Now retired and living with his daughter and her family, he was thoroughly irritated by everything.
The days were gently tinted, lavender pink, lemon and lime.
Ladies with parasols,
Fellas with tennis balls.
There were gazebos and there were no Negroes.
And everything was ragtime.
In Harlem, men and women of color forgot their troubles and danced and reveled to the music of Mr. Colehouse Walker Jr. This was a music that was theirs and no one else's.
One young woman thought Colehouse played just for her. Her name was Sarah.
Booker T. Washington was the most famous Negro in the country. He counseled friendship between the races and spoke of the promise of the future. He had no patience with Negroes who lived less than exemplary lives.
Ladies with parasols, fellows with tennis balls. There were no Negroes and there were no immigrants.
In Latvia, a man dreamed of a new life for his little girl. It would be a long journey, a terrible one. He would not lose her as he had her mother. His name was Tata. He never spoke of his wife. The little girl was all he had now. Together, they would escape.
Houdini! Look, it's Houdini!
Harry Houdini was one immigrant who made an art out of escape. He was a headliner, the top part of the circuits.
Ich bin die Mutter des großen Houdinis.
He wanted to make his mother proud, but for all his achievements, he knew he was only an illusionist. He wanted to believe there was more. Hello, Sonny.
Warm the Duke!
What did you say?
And there was distant music, changing the tune, changing the time, giving the nation a new syncopation, la la la.
Certain men make the country great.
They can't help it.
At the very apex of the American pyramid,
That's the very tip top.
like pharaohs reincarnate, stood J.P. Morgan.
And Henry Ford.
All men are born equal.
But the cream rises to the top.
Let me out now, sons of bitches! These men are the demons who are sucking your very souls dry. I hate them!
Someone should arrest that woman.
The radical anarchist Emma Goldman fought against the ravages of American capitalism as she watched her fellow immigrants' hopes turn to despair on the Lower East Side. La 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 la. But America was watching another drama.
Evelyn Nesbit was the most beautiful woman in America. If she wore her hair in curls, every woman wore her hair in curls.
Her lover was the eminent architect Stanford White, designer of the Pennsylvania Station on 33rd Street.
Whee!
Her husband, the eccentric millionaire Harry K. Thaw, was a violent man.
After her husband shot her lover, Evelyn became the biggest attraction in vaudeville since Tom Thumb. La, 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 la.
Although the newspapers called the shooting the crime of the century, Goldman knew it was only 1906.
And there were 94 years to go.
Whee!
And there was music playing, catching a nation in its prime. Beggar and millionaire, everyone everywhere, moving to that
Everything will be fine, Mother. You'd think the world was coming to an end every time a man sailed to the North Pole with Admiral Peary.
I shall miss you.
Of course you will, but it's only a year. Nothing much happens in a year. The world will not spin off its axis. Nothing will change, Mother. We will miss each other, but the world will stay the same.
I hope not. What this world needs is a good, swift kick in the pants.
Look, it's her, down there on the pier, Evelyn Nesbit. She's even more beautiful in real life than she is in the magazines. I'm gonna try and talk to her.
Me too.
Edgar, stay here.
I want to see her too.
You're the man of the house now. You have to keep an eye on Mother for both of us. Will you do that?
Yes, sir.
That's my little soldier.
I want to go home. My feet hurt. Everybody say goodbye.
I'll miss you, sir.
Then stay home.
Come home to us soon and safe.
That is my intention.
And not too many polar bear skins.
I promise. Now, unless you want to be the only woman left on a ship full of men, you'd better get ashore. I'm sorry, that was coarse. Goodbye. Stay well. God bless you. And remember to cancel our subscription to the Philharmonic. I left money for an emergency under the library rug. Don't smile, you can never have enough money. And you remember to bring in the dahlias. Goodbye. Say a prayer for us. God bless America. God bless each and every one of us.
Goodbye, my love. God bless you. And I suppose bless America too. You have places to discover, oceans to conquer. You need to know I'll be here at your window while you go your way. I accept that, but what of the people who stay where they're put, planted like flowers with roots underfoot? I know some of those people have hearts that would rather go journeying on the sea. Tell me what of the people whose boundaries chafe, who married so bravely and end up so safe? Tell me how to be someone whose heart can explore while still staying here. Let this be the year we both travel. Goodbye, my love. Journey on.
It's an honor to go on expedition with you, Admiral Perry. It's men like you who make this country great.
It's men like you who will keep it great. All sail set, sir. Thank you, Mr. Henson. This is my first officer, Mr. Matthew Henson.
Good evening.
Welcome aboard.
What's that in the distance? Such a ghostly glow.
They're called rag ships. Immigrants from every cesspool in Western and Eastern Europe. Most of them become very patriotic Americans. They're your future customers. Good watch, Henson.
You're a brave man, whoever you are. Coming so far, expecting so much. A salute to the man on the deck of that ship. A salute to the immigrant stranger. Heaven knows why you take such a terrible trip. May your own God protect you from danger. Is it freedom or love that you pray for? In your guttural accent, too late, long gone. A salute to a fellow who hasn't a chance. Journey on.
If people ask, how old are you?
I don't answer.
Your name?
No name.
Where your mother is?
Dead.
This is my father. He speaks for both of us.
This is my father. He speaks for both of us. Is that other ship going home?
Oh, no, America is our home now. America is our shtetl. Ama chaya chleben.
Look, someone is waving. Where is he going?
He is a fool on a fool's journey. You depart on a ship from a country like this. Why on earth would you want to be leaving? Was it something you lost that you suddenly miss? Are you angry or possibly grieving? Do you see in my face what you've lost, sir? Are you moved by the death ship we sail upon? Well, perhaps you're a man who's in search of his heart. Journey on.
Two ships passing in the kinship of the darkness, one going from,
one coming to America.
Two men meeting at the moment of a journey. For a moment in the darkness,
we're the same.
And what of the people whose boundaries chafe?
I salute
who married so bravely and end up so safe?
Do you find what
I will be journeying here, my love, as you go
journeying on the sea. We're two ships passing at a distance through the darkness, one going from,
one coming to America.
Strangers sharing the beginnings of a journey. I salute you.
God be with you.
I will miss you
In the darkness of the dawn. Journey on.
Mother's younger brother was in love with Evelyn Nesbit. Ever since that first glimpse of her on the pier, nothing else mattered. He was late for work. He forgot to shave. He dreamed of writing her name in fireworks across the sky. When she opened in a new review at Hammerstein's Olympia on West 44th Street, he took the day off and was first in line to buy a ticket.
And now, testifying for the defense, Miss Evelyn Nesbit!
I was once a lady friend of Stanford White. He's a famous architect! Yes, that's right. He put me on a velvet swing and made me wear, well, hardly anything. Ruined at the age of 15, Your Honor. Then I went and married Mr. Harry Thaw, eccentric millionaire. Oh! Harry's a jealous man. Bang! That was the end of Stan. Your Honor, be fair.
from his regular seat on the front row of the second balcony, younger brother would lean far over the railing, hoping his goddess would notice him. One night, he almost fell. Evelyn caught sight of him and smiled. Life was suddenly wonderful and full of delicious possibilities.
Harry must not be hung. Bang! Bang!
Let's have that verdict signed!
Your Honor, we find that Harry's not guilty.
My Harry's not guilty, 'cause Harry is out of his mind. Now it's the crime of the century, crime of the century, making the world go wee! Harry's in trouble and Stanley's in heaven and Evelyn gets publicity. The crime of the century, crime of the century, not such an awful thing. Stanley's killed, but my mother's thrilled, 'cause now I'm the girl on the... Now she's the girl on the... Now I'm the girl on the swing. Whee!
Miss Nesbit, Daily Journal. Is it true you haven't visited your husband in the asylum since the trial?
I don't know what you're talking about.
And do you have nightmares about your lover? Shut up, face.
Leave the lady alone.
Thank you. You? Well, you're at the theater every night. You've never missed a show. You deserve a reward. Is that what you wanted?
I love you, Miss Nesbit.
Could you repeat that for the press?
No, I really love you.
Oh. You love the girl on the swing. And now you can say she's kissed you. But she could never love a man as poor or as thin or as nice as you. I'll blow you a kiss from the stage tomorrow night, if I haven't forgotten all about you.
I was going to change the world for you.
Fortune, fame, and a ruined name.
I never want to hear that song or her name again.
I guess he's met her then.
Is Evelyn Nesbit the heart of Babylon?
Where did you hear that?
I read it in one of Uncle's magazines.
I don't want you going into his room. I'm sure Evelyn Nesbit is a perfectly nice person. She is just confused. She has strayed from the path.
What path?
The right path. The path we'd all like to be on, if only we could, and if only it weren't so difficult.
Not for women, it's not. Men are tested almost every day of their Christian lives.
Well, not everyone's a Christian, you know that.
They are in New Rochelle. Houdini! Houdini's coming! Can we go or do anything, please?
We'll see.
Warn the Duke!
Edgar, why did you say that?
I don't know.
What did you mean, warn the Duke?
I don't know.
The things you children say. Well, why don't you read your father's letter if you're not going to tell me?
Dear Mother, this letter was you via the supply ship Eric.
Get Kathleen.
What's wrong?
Get Kathleen, I say.
Oh, Holy Mother!
Get water, get clean linens, and call the doctor.
Is it alive? Please, God, let it be alive.
It's alive. It's a Negro child, a newborn baby boy.
It's like Moses in the bulrushes.
It is like nothing of the sort.
What's to become of us?
Kathleen, would you please make yourself useful? What kind of woman would do such a thing? Why in God's name is my husband not here? I'm such a fool. Why did I say he was free to go? What am I to do? What are your instructions, my dear? You You left me lists, everything in lists, while your little lists aren't very helpful, I fear. Each day the maids trudge up the hill, the hired help arrives. I never stopped to think they might have lives beyond our lives.
They're here. We found her in a cellar in a house on the next block. She's a washerwoman there. Her name's Sarah.
Are you the mother? Oh, thank God I found him. What would have happened if I hadn't been working in the garden today?
I wouldn't waste your breath, ma'am. She hasn't said a word to anyone.
Where will you take her?
Probably to the charity ward. She'll have to face charges eventually.
What charges?
Well, attempted murder, I should think.
What's going to happen to the baby?
They have places for unfortunates like this.
I will take responsibility for the child and for the mother. Please, take Miss Sarah inside.
Thank you.
What kind of woman would do what I've done? Open the door to such chaos and pain. You would have gently closed the door and gently turned the key and gently told me not to look for fear what I might see. What kind of woman would that have made me?
A shtetl is America, am a chayach leben.
Solid ground and hope is in the air.
America!
You'll soon be eating apple pie from off a china plate. Pretty dresses, pretty dolls, just wait for shining in your tatter's eye and just beyond this gate. America! Here in America, anyone at all can succeed.
Here in America,
do what you do, and the world will come to you guaranteed.
We're in America.
I may be just a maker of art, but here you could start with less and make a success. Step right up and have a silhouette made by a real artist. With ordinary paper, a pair of scissors and some glue, I will give you a thing of such beauty. A lifelike portrait of someone you love. Silhouettes of your favorite celebrity.
Evelyn Nesbit, hey look, she's on her vaudeville stage. Harry Houdini, he practically escapes from the page. Only a nickel, don't walk away. Someday these will impress. When I'm a success.
J.P. Morgan, you should be ashamed of yourself, comrade.
Oh, don't make a lecture, Mrs. Goldman. I'm here to work, not make politics.
Work is politics.
You're barking up the wrong tree, Mrs. Goldman. I'm an artist. I work for no one. Well, trade unions are fine, but they are not for me. No. Be nice and don't move. This is a complimentary silhouette because I admire you anyway.
Well, then maybe you should
Oh, shut doesn't mean I have to listen to you. Shh. I was a member of your socialist frying pan over there. I'm not jumping into the same fire over here.
What is your name?
They gave me a name I can't pronounce, so you can call me Tate, like everyone else.
What about her mother?
Dead, I said I work for no one. Not true. I work for my child. With my compliments, Mrs. Goldman.
You can call me Emma. My God, what a kisser. Here.
Oh, you're insulting me, Mrs. Goldman.
It's not for you, it's for the child.
Thank you. Look at the silhouettes here in the tenements, bent over sewing or dancing or arguing. Thousands of silhouettes, thousands of stories to tell. Look at them little one, such opportunity, right on the corner of Orchard and Rivington. We'll make our silhouettes think how they'll sell. We'll join the parade of Americans all doing well.
Success! Success!
I'm J.P. Morgan, my friends, the wealthiest man on this earth.
Success!
You immigrants look up to me, and you'll see what money is worth.
Success!
One day your immigrant sweat might get you the whole U.S.
And if you're trapped and failure seems imminent, think of Houdini, that fabulous immigrant. Break those chains with all you possess.
This is America. This is the land of success. Success.
The angry, fetid tenements of the Lower East Side were worse than anything Tate and his wife had ever suffered in Latvia. The little girl was often sick now. Tate wrapped her in his prayer shawl. What rabbi would disapprove? Are you a rich man yet, Tate?
Don't make fun.
I'm not making fun. I think you're already rich in spirit and good of heart. It's just your pockets that are a little bit empty.
Oh, please, Mrs. Goldman, I'm trying to work. This is my busiest time. You're blocking the sidewalk.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Step right up. Without art, what is our existence but chaos?
Tate, there is a rally tonight at Union Square.
Please, Mrs. Goldman, my daughter is shivering. She needs to eat.
How much?
You see, opportunity knocks, I answer.
I said how much?
5 cents, but for you I make it 3. We have a small head, so I'll save on the paper.
Not for a silhouette, you idiot yid. How much for the little girl?
Easy. You want to kill him?
Yes, I want to reach inside and pull his heart out.
You people.
I am not you people. I am Tate. And she is not for sale. look at my daughter. God, why have you brought us here? How can I feed her, or clothe, or protect her here? Where's the America we were supposed to get? Was it a silhouette? Hey, mister! Here in America, anything you want, you can be. Sucker, step up and don't cut you out your own guarantee. Come see the artist, big shot, oh yes, red, white and blue, hooray, God bless, I'm a success, I'm a success, success, success.
If you're trapped and failure seems imminent, think of Houdini, that fabulous immigrant. Break those chains with all you possess.
I promised you America, and little one, we will find it.
Of St. Louis some years before.
When he heard the music of Scott Joplin
in St. Louis,
got himself some piano lessons working as a stevedore. He was the music that truly inspired him.
Dancers required him, club owners hired him, the striders of Harlem respected and admired him
For turning Harlem into art.
But Coalhouse had a broken heart. Well, the good Lord looked down and he saw me, lonely and loveless, and he thought to himself, enough is enough. I'm putting Sarah in Coalhouse's life. And he did. Now, this was no woman. No, this was an angel, a gift from God. Coalhouse loved this woman, but not wisely and not too well. She left me without a word or a trace, with no pity for me.
None at all, Coalhouse.
Now she is haunting me just like a melody, the only song I seem to know. Sarah, my life has changed. Sarah, I miss you so. Sarah, I did you wrong. Sarah, where did you go? And then this morning, a miracle happened. I found out where she lives, and I'm gonna do my damnedest to see that she takes me back. Ladies and gentlemen, the Gettin' Ready Rag.
Ready as you'll ever get.
Oh, not yet.
You got a way to go, Coal House.
Think of what a better man shall see when Mr. Henry Ford puts me at the wheel of a Model T.
See, my people, here's my theory of what this country is moving toward. Every worker a cog in motion, well, that's the notion of Henry Ford. One man tightens and one man ratchets and one man reaches to pull one cord. Car keeps moving in one direction, a genuflection to Henry Ford.
Hallelujah. Praise the maker of the Model T.
Speed up the belt, Sam.
Hallelujah.
Hell, I'll take her.
Sure amazing how far some fellas can see.
Speed up the belt, Sam. Speed up the belt, Sam. Speed up the belt.
Mass production, escape the nation, a simple mission, the world's reward.
Even people who ain't too clever can learn to tighten a nut forever. Attach one pedal, pull one lever.
Henry Ford. Henry Ford. Henry Ford. Henry Ford.
Grab your goggles
And climb aboard.
I'm ready, Lord.
You have to wear a tie. For the same reason I'm wearing this rather unflattering hat. We have to look businesslike if we are going to take care of your father's affairs while he's gone.
Father says a woman's place is in the home.
Well, then your father should have stayed at home. And your uncle shouldn't spend his nights prowling around New York City looking for God knows what.
I know what.
I hope not.
Mister, please, where is this?
You're in New Rochelle.
How much farther can I get on this?
That should see you and the little girl as far as Boston and environs.
And what's further than Boston?
Nothing's further than Boston. You can take the rope off her. This ain't the city.
Mother.
Yeah, I see. He's afraid of losing her. Immigrants are terrified of losing their children. And so are we, of course, just not so conspicuously. Don't stare. It's not polite to stare.
He's a rude little boy. Ignore him. People of good breeding do not stare at other people. They acknowledge them politely with a bow. Like this. Good day.
Good day, sir.
She called me sir. Without a doubt, we're really out of New York City.
Fine weather, isn't it?
Isn't it? Now that we're out of the city, isn't it?
Nothing like the city.
He's still standing.
Never mind.
My father's at the North Pole with Admiral Peary and Eskimos. Where is your mother? Dead.
Edgar.
My name is Edgar. We're off to visit our fireworks factory. What is your name?
No name.
That's impossible. Everyone has a name. Even the little Negro baby who lives in our attic.
Do not be rude.
I never knew anyone who stayed in a rope like a puppy dog. What does it feel like?
Safe. He also stares.
Safe.
You'd think he'd never seen someone from New York City.
Everyone's safe in New Rochelle.
That's children, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Yes.
Always another surprise, isn't it?
Boston Post, old trolley. Boston.
Well.
Well, have a pleasant day,
ma'am.
Have a pleasant trip, sir.
Nothing like the city.
Mamaroneck! All aboard! Mamaroneck!
We know those people.
Don't be ridiculous. They're poor foreigners.
Then we're going to know them.
Who puts these thoughts in your head?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I'm looking for Broadview Avenue in New Rochelle.
Well, this ain't it. This is the Emerald Isle Volunteer Firehouse. And this is a private road, nigger. Now, why don't you try turning that thing around and going back where you came from?
Well, I can see I'm not going to get the courtesy of an answer from you, gentlemen. Good day.
Did you see that, Will? That impudent, cocky, king of the road smirk.
That gentleman, that's a man to be pitied. I mean, a nigger who doesn't know he's a nigger. If he's smart, he won't pass this way again.
Daddy played piano, played it very well. Music from those hands could catch you like a spell. He could make you love him, for the tune was done. You have your daddy's hands. You are your daddy's Daddy never knew that you were on your way. He had other ladies and other tunes to play. For he up and left me, I just up and ran, only thing in my head. You are your daddy's son. Hear no music, couldn't see no light. She was frightened, crazy from the fright. Tears without no comfort, screams without no sound. Only darkness and pain, the anger and pain, the blood and the pain. I buried my heart in the ground, in the ground. When I buried you in the ground. Daddy play piano, and he's playing still. Mama can't forget him, don't suppose I will. God wants no excuses, I have only one. You have your
Yes?
I'm looking for a young woman of color named Sarah. She said to reside in one of these houses.
She's here. She's living in a attic.
Well, will you tell her that Mr. Coalhouse Walker Jr. desires to speak with her?
Certainly. Please wait there, Edgar.
This is Sarah's baby. Do you want a cookie?
Sarah, you have a caller, Mr. Walker. Won't you come downstairs?
No, ma'am. Send him away, please.
Well, that's the most words you've said since you've been here. Sarah is unable to see you. Good day.
Thank you, ma'am. Tell her I'll come back next Sunday.
Such was the coming of the colored man in the car to Broadview Avenue.
Each Sunday he'd come driving, curtains would part, neighbors would peep.
I'm sorry, Mr. Walker. Sarah still will not receive you.
Will you see that she gets these flowers, ma'am?
Week after week, and after weeks of Sundays,
sending him off seemed a crime. Mr. Walker, it must be a long journey for you. Perhaps you'd like a cup of tea before you go.
It was the music of something beginning.
I am a professional pianist. I am now with the Jim Europe Clef Club Orchestra. They're quite well known. Well, it's important for a musician to find a more permanent position, a job that requires less traveling. I am through traveling. I am through going on the road.
Won't you play something for us, Mr. Walker?
Piano is badly in need of a tuning.
Oh, yes, we are terrible at that.
You know any coon songs?
Coon songs are made for minstrel shows. White men sing them in blackface. This is called ragtime.
Small, clear chords hung in the air like flowers. The melodies were like bouquets. There seemed to be no other possibilities for life than those delineated by his music.
Ill-tuned or not, the Aeolian had never made such sound.
And months flew by in moments, hearing those melodies cry.
I'm home! Mother! Grandfather!
Who the hell are you?
Who in God's name are you?
I'm Bridget. All right, that's quite enough. It's the back door for you, you brazen peddler.
This is my home! I live here!
Father! Father!
Oh, Holy Mother, it's the master.
You were in short pants.
Short pants for little boys.
Hello. I hope that's you under all that, or I'm going to kiss a strange man. It's him. Welcome home. We missed you terribly. Did you get all the way to the North Pole?
No, no. Only Admiral Peary and his first officer, Mr. Henson, did.
They're professionals.
I got to 72 degrees, 46 minutes, a very respectable way.
I should say so.
My left heel kept freezing.
We'll get you straight into a nice hot tub. I look a fright. You weren't expected. You're just in time to help with the 6-month audit. Business is wonderful. I adore going down there. I think you should pay me a salary.
What are you holding?
Sarah's baby?
We found him in the garden.
Who's Sarah? What is that music?
It's Cole House. He's courting Sarah. That's their baby. He comes every Sunday.
He's hoping eventually she'll take pity on him and come downstairs.
How long has this been going on?
Oh, I don't...
5 months. I've been counting. Cole House is teaching me to play the piano.
I think what we are witnessing is, in fact, a Christian courtship of the most stubborn kind.
Yes, if you can call a courtship what has already produced a bastard child.
I find that an unkind remark.
I find your welcoming of such a situation unfathomable.
There was suffering, and now there is penitence. It is all very grand, and I'm sorry for you that you can't see it. I did not expect you to come home a different man, but I had hoped to find you a kinder one. I'll see about your tub.
Where have I been? How did we change? Caught in this strange new music, say, was I away too long?
Just like that tune, simple and clear, I've come to hear new music. Why can't you hear the song?
His fingers stroke those keys, and every note says please, and every chord says turn my way.
I thought I knew what love was, but these lovers play new music, haunting me and somehow taunting me. My love was never half as true.
And I ask myself, why can't I sing it too?
His fingers stroke those keys, and every note says please, and every chord says turn my way. I thought I knew what love was, but these lovers play new music, haunting me and somehow taunting me. My love was never half as true.
Sarah, my life has changed. Sarah, you've got to see. Sarah, we've got a son. Sarah, come down to me.
You and your music, singing deep in me, making nice to me, saying something so new, changing everything, meaning everything. pushing that car so hard, there'll be nothing for us to ride home in.
Oh, you laugh, Sarah, but you wait. You just wait. This car is gonna take us to a better place and a better time.
Who you been talking to, Coalhouse?
Oh, nobody. But I have been reading the words of Mr. Booker T. Washington. He is a very great man, Sarah.
I think you're a great man, Coalhouse.
Oh, not like that. Not like that, Sarah. Harvard University awarded him a degree. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine what this child's life could be? I see his face. I hear his heartbeat. I look in those eyes. How wise they seem. Well, when he is old enough, I will show him America, and we will ride on the wheels of a dream. We'll go down south and see your people. Won't they take to him like cats to cream? Then we'll travel on from there.
California, or who knows where.
And we will ride on the wheels of a dream. Yes, the wheels are turning for us, girl, and the times are starting to roll. Any man can get where he wants to if he's got some fire in his soul. We'll see Justice Sarah and plenty of men who will stand up and give us our due. Oh, Sarah, it's more than promises. Sarah, it must be true. A country that lets a man like me own a car, raise a child, build a life with you. With you. Beyond that road, beyond this lifetime, that car full of hope will always gleam with the promise of happiness and the freedom he'll live to know. He'll travel with head held high, just as far as his heart can go.
returned from Lawrence, Massachusetts. I met an old friend there, an artist, a poet with paper and scissors, but who now works at a loom for 64 hours a week. His fingers were bleeding. I almost did not recognize him. His pay is $6.
My daughter is shivering. There is no heat. There are worms in the scraps they feed us.
He looked like his own daughter's grandfather.
I will not bow down to these mill owners. I will dine in their coffins. She will dance on their graves.
This is not the America he came here for. None of us did. None of us! But there is hope, comrades. 8 weeks ago, those same workers, Italians, Poles, Belgians, Russian Jews, with one voice said no to the mill owners and went on strike. They are starving, their children are dying, but they are holding firm, and we must support them!
It was winter in New York as the snow began to fall, and the workman's hall had not a seat to spare. When a young man ducked inside just to warm himself was all, the night that Goldman spoke at Union Square.
The Lawrence is happening everywhere. Let us at last make this the land of opportunity for all people, not just the owners. The land of opportunity for Tate and his little girl. We cannot rest!
She was speaking loud and fast through a haze of noise and heat, and the smell of sweat and anger in the air. The police were standing by, but the crowd was on its feet. The night that Goldman spoke at Union Square. He thought he heard her say,
"What brings you here today?" "Poor young rich boy masturbates for a vaudeville taunt. What a waste of a fiery heart." Here,
he thought she said,
"Poor young bourgeois. There are things that you've never thought. Come to Emma and you'll be taught." Here,
his head was spinning.
People feathered and torn, my friend. Unions broken and why for? Children laboring, women still enslaved. Leave your little backyard, my friend. There are causes to die for. Strike!
In the gutters of the city, I have tried to find some meaning.
Strike!
In the arms of fallen women, in the thought of suicide.
Strike!
Like a firework unexploded, wanting life but never knowing how.
my brothers, I've this meeting. I'll show you how.
Shouting what he did not know, and he found that he was standing on a chair, with his heart as clean and new as the freshly fallen snow, the night that Goldman spoke.
I've been waiting for you.
At Union Square. The strike in Lawrence became famous. The press called it the Children's Crusade. Public indignation grew. The mill owners were not slow in calling in the militia to protect their property. Strike!
Strike! Strike! Strike!
This is a wise plan. It's too dangerous here. You're going to a nice Jewish home in Philadelphia. Kosher, I made certain. These are your mittens. See? I put a string through so you don't lose them. Your tata thinks of everything.
Get the children on the train. Get them out of here.
Mrs. Wittstein will be on the train with you children. I'll come for you soon. Now, hurry. You missed the train. I hate afraid. Shh, I'm here. We're together. Look. Look what I made for you. See the silhouettes. It's a little book of silhouettes. When you flick the pages, they move. Look, how nice. This is you on skates, turning pretty figure eights on the cool, smooth ice. We are gliding on a pond. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. We are gliding far beyond. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Feel the wind as you pirouette. Are you happy yet? Are you happy yet? Your mama would tell you, imagine you're fearless. Imagine you're fearless, and soon you won't fear. When I am afraid, I imagine your mama. She skates just ahead. Can you see her? She's here, and we're gliding far away. Pirouettes, figure eights, silver skates, just down the track. Glide with me, little one, glide with your tata. We'll never look back.
Philadelphia, last stop, Philadelphia. All aboard.
You take these, and I go to get the tickets, okay?
Hey, my kid would like that. How much?
Oh, it's not for $1.
Deal. What's it called?
It's gotta have a name. I'm not paying that much for something without a name.
Well, they move. I call them movie books. Oh, our father is a smart man. Oh, with this money, we'll get a clean bed and hot bath. And tomorrow, we'll make more of these and sell them for $2. Tate's movie books. Oh, everyone will want them. They just don't know that yet. Come on. We are gliding far away. Pirouettes, figure eights, silver skates, just down the track. Glide with me, little one, glide with your tata. We'll never look
And I say to you, gentlemen, that every race or nation that has ever gotten upon its feet has done so through struggle and persecution. And through this very resistance to wrong, out of this very struggle against odds, they have gained strength.
Sarah, go down the road and wait.
I'm not leaving you.
Do it, Sarah.
Stubborn, righteous man.
Let me pass.
Gladly. That'll be $25. Well, this is a private toll road.
Since when?
Since some highfalutin nigger and his whore and the whore's baby decided they could drive that goddamn car of theirs any place they pleased. That's since when. Running away, nigger.
I'm going to find a policeman. If anyone touches my car before I return, he will answer to Cole House.
Will you just tell him Fire Chief Will Conklin sends his regards?
We must exhibit patience, self-control, forbearance. Dwell above hatred and acts of cruelty.
Coalhouse found a policeman, but he refused to help. When he returned to the car, it was spattered with mud. There was a 20-inch tear in the custom Pantasote top. The tires had been slashed, and all the windows broken. Deposited on the seat was a mound of fresh human excrement.
Come on, fellas, let's push her into the pond. See if she floats.
Come on, Coalhouse. It doesn't matter.
We'll see justice, Sarah, and plenty of men who will stand up and give us our due.
You can sign another complaint, Mr. Walker, but volunteer firemen are not municipal employees and therefore do not come under the jurisdiction of the city. I'm sorry.
I'm still tracing your first complaint, Mr. Walker. Are you certain you filed it with this office? Let me look again.
Justice, Sarah, this is America.
I am ashamed that our community is represented in his mind by that bunch of toughs.
Let me talk to my lawyer.
That's all it'll be. Talk.
The law's been broken. Why should I turn the other cheek? What about justice?
My advice, recover your car and forget the whole matter.
The clerks and the officials and the forms that were filed.
This to get a date on the court calendar and this for a change of venue.
So many roads to justice around the bend.
Look, I want justice for our people so bad I can taste it. But I can't waste my time on a mere case of vandalism when I have actual injustices to take to the courts.
And every road and you dare down.
I will not move from where I'm standing till what's mine is restored to me. I'm not some fool, I'm not their nigger. I will have what's fairly owed me. Until then, I will not marry.
Mr. Walker's outrage. We share it, all decent people do.
He said wheels are turning for us, girl.
There has to be another way to settle this without calling off the wedding.
He said times are starting to roll.
To have come so close to the happiness you both deserve and to have it come to this.
Well, I know he'll get where he wants to, 'cause he's got that fire in his soul. Said there's justice, Sarah, and plenty of men who will stand up and give us our due. Well, you'll have your due, Coalhouse. Yes, you'll have your due.
Looking vice presidential candidate was to be in the city that evening to attend the rally. The Secret Service were at the ready. The recent assassination of President McKinley had been a lesson well learned. Guns were going off everywhere.
Tell him, President, I'm coming to you on behalf of Coalhouse Walker. He don't know I'm here. He's much too proud, and I ain't much of a talker. But President, he needs your help, sir. You're the only one. 'Cause Coalhouse, he won't marry me till this thing is done. And President, we got a son. President!
She's got a gun! I saw a gun! No!
I live to see when our hearts are happy and our souls are free. Let the new day dawn. Oh Lord, I pray we'll never get to heaven till we reach that day. It's a day of peace, a day of pride, a day of justice. We have been and a child can play. We'll never get to heaven till we reach that day.
What they did to her, what they took from her. She had life in her, Lord. She had my baby. Look what they left, what they left, what they left of my girl.
She was nothing to them. She was a woman.
My girl.
And no one to them. So they beat her and beat her and beat her and
There was blood on the ground.
only a day of justice. We have been
Why does nobody care?
There is blood in the air.
We have voices and souls.
What is wrong with this country? There are people out there. Give the people a day of peace, a day of pride, a day of justice.
Say goodbye to music. Say goodbye to light. Anything I care for, take it from my sight. Let me see no future, let me hear no sound. Only darkness and pain, the anger and pain, the blood and the pain. They buried my heart in the ground, in the ground. Exploding, a century spinning, my law and my justice in rhythm and rhyme. Listen to that ragtime.
Extra! Arsonist destroys Emerald Isle Engine Company. Killer Negro shoots 3 dead. Extra! Terror stalks New Rochelle. Murderous demands revealed.
1, that my car be returned to me in its original condition. 2, that the white excrescent known as Fire Chief Will Conklin, the one who instigated this crime, be handed over to me for my justice. Nothing less and nothing more.
Somewhere in the city there's a madman waiting, standing in the shadows with a gun in his hands. A man of color who is calmly stating, Co-House demands, Co-House demands. He demands, Co-House demands, whiskey to demand. He demands, Killer Negro demands. About time a black man demanded, it was Conklin the white excrescence.
Was excrescence.
Edgar, go to your room.
3 firemen were killed. One of them was Mrs. Gallagher's nephew, not to mention another 6 who were badly injured when the boiler exploded.
And one of them will be dead by tonight. It was Co-House, wasn't it?
I said go to your room.
I told you we hadn't heard the last of that Negro.
Co-House demands.
It's a night for a night, call it justice, friend.
People's lives for a car ain't justice, an eye for an eye that ain't.
He wants Willie Conklin. Willie Conklin.
He even misspelled my name. Wouldn't you know it? With a K! He can't take a joke now, can he? Sensitive, ain't he? Does he think only niggers get shit? We Irish had to get used to it.
You goddamn gutless Mick, look what you got us into.
You're gonna protect me, hide me, ain't ya? Ain't ya? Get out of town, Will, before they kill us all.
What they did to you, what they took from you, we are one with you. Now the world will know there are Negroes out there to make them listen. We're all Co-House.
Have you got a statement for us, Mr. Washington?
What do you think of these Negro renegades, Mr. Washington?
For some of my life I have lived in hope we might all be Christian brothers. I have worked to persuade every white-skinned man that he need not fear our race. I deplore Mr. Walker's actions and the irreparable harm he has done to my people. And I wish that I might tell him face to face.
None of us never heard of him. We don't want any trouble. Not one of us don't know anything. And I wouldn't tell those Pecker Woods even if
something begins. Something never exploding. A century split. Coal House! Listen to that ragtime.
We are suffering a tragedy that should not have been ours. What in God's name possessed you? You took that woman in without sufficient thought, and she brought Coal House into our lives. You have victimized us all with your foolish female sentimentality.
Are you going out to find him and shoot him?
I'm protecting my home. If Mr. Walker makes the mistake of coming to my door, I will deal with him.
Why should he come here? We did not desecrate his car.
I went to the police. I told them this murdering madman was a guest in my home. I told them we are keeping his bastard child. I told them everything I knew. They were very grateful.
Did you tell them he's the Negro maniac whose car they destroyed? The same black man who went to them for justice and whose every legal complaint was ignored. The same crazed Negro killer who followed the coffin of a woman they murdered. Were they grateful for the truth?
I hope I misunderstand you. Would you defend this savage? Does he have anyone but himself to blame for Sarah's death? Anything but his damnable nigger pride? Nothing under heaven can excuse the killing of men and the destruction of property in this manner.
I did not hear such a eulogy at Sarah's funeral. I did not hear you say then that death and the destruction of property were inexcusable.
Must I endure this?
You are a complacent man with no thought of history. You have been everywhere and know nothing. I despise you.
He'll be back.
I don't think so.
Why is Uncle angry? Why is everyone so angry?
Why don't you ask your father?
It's because of Coal House, isn't it?
Why don't you explain this to your son? He is confused. Why don't you ever talk to him?
How would you like to see a game of baseball?
I would like that, sir.
I've been neglecting you. The Giants are at the Polo Grounds, Mother. I'm taking the boy to see a game of baseball.
You fool.
You'll like baseball. It's a civilized pastime. In a world gone mad, there is comfort to be had in the game father played at school. Men of class competing on the grass, where sportsmanship and fellowship and courtesy are the rule.
Ain't this the kind of weather for smack to leather for playing baseball? The kind of weather makes a man hit like hell. Let's go, you sons of bitches. Let's see some pitches. Let's play some baseball. The crowd is striking out again. It's yes, Mel. The Giants haven't got a prayer. Now your underwear up your alley. Go back to where your mother once came. Hit that ball. Run, you bastard! Hit that ball. Kill the crowd. What a game!
Hey, Schnabel! Take your head out of your ass!
Hey, Snowball! Get your head out of your...
At Harvard we were gentlemen, men were gentlemen.
So's your sister.
We'd call each other Mr. and...
Doyle, you suck!
Don't listen, our games were very quiet, we'd never ride, we'd...
Eat that baseball.
The worst we ever said would be...
Run, you schmuck!
Don't listen, now here's this noisy rabble, this foreign babble. Who let this happen? There's hardly one American name.
Yeah, Herzog!
Hit that ball!
Do it, Poland!
Hit that ball! What a game! It's Braves and Giants, 2-2. The pitcher's name is Huck Purdue. Jack Maurice now up at bat. My God, would somebody look at that? Ain't this the kind of weather to get together and
Until my demands are met, I will continue burning down firehouses. I will destroy the entire city if need be. Let the rules of war prevail. Coalhouse Walker Jr., President of the Provisional American Government.
Can I get a picture?
You're trampling the dahlias! Every day now, I come home to a zoo.
Will you explain to your wife that the child is illegitimate?
It's not illegitimate.
And must be given over to one of the excellent facilities that care for these unwanted infants.
And he is not unwanted.
That's enough. Get out of my house. All of you, get off my property. This is insufferable. Mr. Walker is one thing, but his child's welfare is not our concern. There are limits to even the most limitless compassion. We've done enough for his child.
No one will ever do enough for his child.
Let's run away to Atlantic City. Let's feel the wind in our hair.
Atlantic City is only a temporary answer, Mother, but I can think of a better one. They can take the child away from you if we're in residence down there. And it's close enough for me to come and go as business dictates.
Sharing a grand and romantic city.
Sea and salty air. Besides, the change of air will do everyone good. Did you pack my razor?
I did.
I hope you reserved as a parlor car.
I did.
Train's gonna take us to the sunniest hideaway.
Troubles will slide away, just a ride away.
It was clear to Father that the crisis was driving the spirit from their lives. He had always felt secretly that the family were touched by an extra light. He felt it going now. Mother, I want...
There's the car.
Where have I been? How did we change? Caught in this strange new music. Sad, was I away too long? Sad, when did they change the song?
Made me a celebrity overnight. Well, overnight things change, I guess. I'm in New Jersey, wearing even less. Ladies, there's a lesson in my tawdry tale. Beware the path you choose. Oh, justice is never fair. Bang, bang, there goes your millionaire. Boo, hoo, no money, no ring, and you could end up on a swing, and it's a crime.
Harry Houdini, master escapist, buried and chained and tied.
So unfair.
Reaching for danger, darker and stranger, now that his mama died. Conquering fear, in hopes he will hear a voice from the other side. Come see Houdini's amazing display.
Come see Miss Nesbitt do 4 shows a day, thrilling the crowd and making them say, let's run away, let's run away, away,
My honey, why should we stay in the frantic city, laden with worry and care? Oh, let's run away to Atlantic City. No one will find us.
no one will find us,
No one will find us.
Cut! Oh, that was wonderful, Mr. Houdini. It is a dream come true to work with an artist of your magnitude. Danka!
Thank you yourself, Baron.
And it will be even more wonderful when Miss Nesbitt stops looking at the camera.
Well, I'm not an actress.
Ooh, I'm reeling with this revelation.
I'm a personality.
Take 5, ladies and gentlemen. Well, your director has a nervous breakdown.
Father, here's your schedule for tomorrow. And your leading lady is unhappy with her lines.
Well, tell our leading lady no one is going to hear her lines. This is a silent movie. Actors, where is Mary Pickford when I need her? Good day.
Good day, sir.
Father, that's mad.
see.
What's he doing?
It's damn impertinent, whatever it is.
A million humble and abject apologies. The lovely lady had such a pensive expression, I only wish to capture it for a moment in my viewing lens. I am the Baron Ashkenazi. I make moving pictures, sir, and this glass rectangle is a tool of the trade. I'm always conjuring up new adventures, new faces, and new thrills for my audience. If the lady were an actress, I would offer her a contract on the spot.
My wife does not work.
Oh, I meant it as a compliment, sir, no offense.
I took it as such, sir. No offense.
But I can see that my famous name has not preceded me. Have you seen His First Mistake? No, A Daughter's Innocence. No, don't embarrass. They're my first 2 picture plays, 1-reelers. I made them for $500, and each has brought $10,000 in receipts. Yes, it's true. But here, this is not impossible. Anyone can get lucky in America. I remind myself of this every day. The first nickel I ever earned, I keep in a little silver frame. It's how I gave my company a name, reminding me how very far I came. I was a maker of the silhouette who made a small improvement, a little book of silhouettes that simulated movement. Well, people seem to like it, soon the money's going clink, and I'm Buffalo Nickel Photoplay Inc. I go from silhouettes to photos, I invent a small projector, and soon I'm making movies, and they're calling me director. An industry is dawning, and I'm standing on the brink. Mr. Buffalo Nickel Photoplay Inc. Life shines from the shadow screen. comical yet infinitely true. People love to see what people do, here where everyone is someone new. Such tales from the shadow screen, little men who never get their breaks, fighting on till something finally takes. What a lovely movie it all makes. Well, business is booming, I'm happy to say. I just made a contract to film for Pathé, a series of chapters that end in suspense. Each week see what's next for another 5 cents. And I am waking every morning filled with such anticipation. I frame the sea, I frame the sky, and this is my vacation. I shake your hand, I kiss your hand, I buy you all a drink. And maybe if you chance to see a movie that was made by me, remember when my name goes by, that's H-K-E-N-A-Z-Y. The Baron, now a mannequin who happen wants to think of silhouettes and liquor books and movies as they're meant to look. And Buffalo Nickel, Buffalo Nickel, photo playing action!
Mr. Houdini, can an autograph, please?
Not now, Kinder. I have a train to catch. Here. Treat yourself to a roller coaster. I'll send you a postcard from Sarajevo.
Juan the Duke.
What did you say?
Juan the Duke.
What Duke? I don't know any Duke. I've seen you somewhere before. Who are you? Come back here.
So, the young woman, forced into a marriage she doesn't want, decides to elope with the butcher she loves? Nonsense! People don't spend good money to see young women elope with butchers.
Good morning, Baron. I see the children are playing again.
What's this?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, please, I need interruption. Always working, it's a curse. I know what this is. It's called rag. Oh, I like this music. Woo! Makes me want to turn a cartwheel. But I won't. Not today. What's wrong?
I was thinking of someone I miss very badly. No, 2 men. My brother and a Negro man who used to play this kind of music on our piano in New Rochelle. We never know when our feelings are going to creep up and say boo and startle us, do we?
No, never.
Well,
Baron, you promised the studio.
No rest for the wicked. I leave you with this question, madam. Would a woman leave her husband for a butcher?
if he were a kind butcher, a thoughtful man who wondered what she thought about, yes, she would.
That's the title I've been searching for. The Thoughtful Butcher. Oh, I'm forever in your debt.
Well, oh, look, down there on the beach, the children.
Not too fast. Oh, she doesn't hear me. No, she hears me. She doesn't listen.
All children are like that.
What is their hurry?
I'm very glad ours have become such friends. How they play, finding treasure in the sand. They're forever hand in hand, our children.
How they laugh. She has never laughed like this.
Every waking moment, bliss.
Our children, see them running down the beach. Children run so fast
toward the future
from the past.
How they dance, unembarrassed and alone,
Hearing music of their own, our children, one so fair,
and the other live and dark,
solemn joy and sudden spark. Our children, see them running down the beach. Children run so fast toward the future from the past. There they stand, making footprints in the sand, and forever hand in hand. Our children, two small lives silhouetted by the blue, one like me and one like you. Our children. Our
Well,
You say that often. Well,
it's because I don't know what to say, Baron.
I am not a baron, of course. I am a poor immigrant, a Jew who points a camera so that his child can dress as beautifully as a princess. I want to drive from her memory every tenement stench and filthy immigrant street. I will buy her light and sun and the clean wind of the ocean for the rest of her life. Oh, now you know me. Now you understand. I am no baron. I am Tate.
And now I know even less what to say.
But now it is my turn. Well!
Thank you for your confidence. I will keep it here.
Here he is again. The quacker who doesn't know he's a cracker. Should have kicked his ass the last time he came looking for Coal House.
They must think we're fools.
Good evening. I would still very much like to talk to Mr. Coalhouse Walker Jr.
Well, this is still Harlem, and this is still a private thoroughfare, Cracker.
I told you I shall come here every evening until he is satisfied it is safe to see me.
And that time will be never.
But Mr. Walker knows me. I'm his friend.
Well, try that pestilent pond where they sank his car.
I've been there.
Or try that cemetery where they buried his Sarah like a queen.
Been there too.
Then try him at the gates of justice, where they are blind to his misery and anger.
I understand how you feel.
You got a dime? Seems to have an awful lot of change there. Could you spare a quarter? How about a silver dollar?
What's your name?
Sarah.
I'm Coalhouse.
I know.
There was no music in my heart tonight. Melodies kept refusing to flow. One look at you, now every note feels right. Coming out all sweet and slow.
You tell a story like your hands play tune.
Sweetest tune I know is Sarah Brown Eyes. Don't be shy now. Sarah Brown Eyes ought to take a chance. The stars are silver notes across that sky now. Sarah Brown Eyes, come let's.
I never heard no music quite like yours. When you learn how to play it that way, was I smart? I'd walk right out those doors.
Then I'll have to make you stay.
Nothing foreign but a ragtime tune on that piano.
Oh, Sarah Brown
Eyes, don't be shy now. Sarah Brown Eyes ought to take a chance. The stars are silver notes across that sky now. Sarah Brown Eyes, come, let's dance. Silver notes across that sky now. Sarah Brown Eyes, come let's
I said no music.
He's here.
Bring him in. What is it you want?
I just.
He wanted to say, I am here because I have to be. He wanted to say, I am here for what is right. Every day I wake up knowing what you've lost and what is owing. I would shed this skin if I could to stand with you and fight. He wanted to say,
I am not who I appear to be.
He wanted to say,
do not blame me for my past.
We have different lives and faces, but our hearts have common places. This was deep inside me, and you helped me find it at last. Two men meeting for a moment in the darkness.
One turning from
one waking to
America. Two men finding for a moment in the darkness. They're the same.
They're the same.
I could be brave. If there's such a thing as justice, let me help you find your justice. This I do for you and for Sarah who lies in her grave.
But all he said was,
I know how to blow things up.
men meeting for a moment in the darkness, for a moment in the darkness.
Coalhouse Walker's strategy of vengeance seemed to some the final proof of his insanity. Only a madman would shift the focus of their rage from Fire Chief Willie Conklin, a common bigot, to J.P. Morgan, the most uncommon and powerful man of our time.
Oh, you missed the storm. It was so thrilling. I thought the wind was going to pick us up and carry us away. What's the matter?
I've been called to New York City. It seems Mr. Walker and his followers have taken over the Morgan Library and are threatening to blow it and themselves up.
What does that have to do with you?
Well, because I know him. They think I might be helpful as a negotiator or hostage.
Well, then you must go.
Of course I must. I've reserved a place on this afternoon's cannonball.
Are you afraid?
A little.
Do you want me to go with you?
There's no need. Mr. Walker has gone too far this time. They'll put an end to it now. He'll get what he deserves.
And what is that?
I'm sure I don't know anymore. Must you always be holding that damn child of his? Every time I look at you, it's become an appendage.
I'll be right along.
Goodbye, Father.
Goodbye. I'm sorry, it's not you I'm angry with, Mother. When I return and this affair is forgotten, we'll find a suitable place for the child, and everything will be like it was.
Things will never be the same.
I meant the same as before, when we were happy.
I will not give up that child to anyone except Mr. Walker.
I love you.
Stay safe.
Everything will be fine, Mother.
There was a time our happiness seemed never ending. I was so sure that where we were heading was right. Life was a road so certain and straight and unbending. Our little road with never a crossroad in sight. Back in the days when we spoke in civilized voices, women in white and sturdy young men at the oar. Back in the days when I let you make all my choices. We can never go back to before. There was a time my feet were so solidly planted. You'd sail away while I turned my back to the sea. I was content, a princess asleep and enchanted. If I had dreams, then I let you dream them for me. Back in the days when everything seemed so much clearer, women in white who knew what their lives held in store. people out there unafraid of revealing that they might have a feeling, or they might have been wrong. There are people out there unafraid to feel sorrow, unafraid of tomorrow, unafraid to be weak, unafraid to be strong. There was a time when you were the person in motion. I was your wife. It never occurred to once more. You were my sky, my moon, and my stars, and my ocean. We can never go back to before. We can never go back to
Mr. Walker, this is District Attorney Charles S. Whitman. Do you hear me? I have with me Fire Chief Willie Conklin. He is restoring your car. Will you come out, sir?
Are you gonna let me be a martyr?
Mr. Conklin will face due process. You both will.
How much longer are you going to stand with this? Give the man his car, and then hang this savage!
I'm doing everything I can, Mr. Morgan.
It's a conspiracy of nigger lovers, that's all it is!
Sir, if I might suggest.
Who the hell are you?
You sent for me, I know Mr. Walker. And I believe there's one man he will listen to. Mr. Booker T. Washington.
For the sum of my life I have lived in hope we might all be Christian brothers. I have worked to persuade every white-skinned man that he need not fear a race. What has your selfish recklessness cost us? We who work so hard to still the white man's hate.
Justice!
Look what you've done.
You are surrounded. The militia are cutting off your water even as we speak.
4 Shakespeare folios, a Gutenberg Bible on vellum. The treasures of civilization are at stake. You must do something.
White people should be grateful for what I done.
I deplore the taking of human life, but I applaud Mr. Walker's capture of the Morgan Library. His actions speak for all oppressed people. It is the cry of revolution.
Justice!
With guns and dynamite, you are destroying everything I've worked for, sir.
Despite the respect I have for you, Mr. Washington, you have come in vain.
Had you been ignorant of the tragic struggles of our people, I could have pitied you this venture. But you are a trained musician, an educated man.
It's true, sir. But perhaps that will suggest to you the solemn calculation of my mind. We are both men of color who insist on the truth of our manhood and the respect it demands.
I was passing by another side. I was passing by another side. Passing by a situation. I was passing by the situation. I was passing by.
The situation is hopeless. You will be responsible for the deaths of these young men and women.
Don't listen to him, Coalhouse.
They're using him to get to you. We're not giving up.
And you dare to teach your lessons to these wild, unthinking youths. Yet your own son you abandon to be raised on white man's truths. Look what you've done. Think of your son. Is this the legacy you will bestow on him? Are these the shoulders you would have him stand upon? Let him be the son of a man who had the courage to tell the truth in a court of law. Make your case, and if the verdict is death, go to it proudly, knowing that you have been heard. The truth is all. If you do this, you will have the thanks and respect of every decent man of color, and of all of those children of our race, whose way is hard and whose journey is long. Think of your son.
I would need a hostage and safe passage for my men.
It is done.
You cannot change your demands. You are betraying us. You said we would all go free or we would all die.
And the promise of a fair trial.
I am their mediator, sir, not their fool.
Then they will see me come out with my hands raised, and no further harm will come to any man from Coalhouse Walker Jr.
God bless you, sir.
You said we'd fight to the finish.
You can go out there, man. We ain't.
We're all ready to die as Coalhouse.
Pull the plunger, blow it all up.
No! I will not risk any of your precious lives for anything in this world.
Is a goddamn Model T your justice, then?
Is your execution yours?
Coalhouse! Mr. Coalhouse, Walker Jr. It is I, sir, the hostage you demanded. Your car is ready, Mr. Walker. I think you will be satisfied. You.
Yes.
I myself require nothing from you, but don't you think your sister deserves an explanation?
Tell my sister she will always be in my thoughts. Tell my sister I have always loved and admired her.
Are you ready?
We're not going. You've lost Coalhouse. We've all lost.
No, I don't believe that. Go out and tell our story. Let it echo far and wide. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. How justice was our battle and how justice was denied. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. And say to those who blame us for the way we chose to fight, that sometimes there are battles that are more than black or white. And I could not put down my sword when justice was my right. Make them hear you. Go out and tell the story to your daughters and your sons. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. And tell them in our struggle we were not the only ones. Make them hear you. Make them hear you. Your sword can be a sermon or the power of the pen. Teach every child to raise his voice, and then, my brothers, then justice be demanded by 10 million righteous men. Make them hear you. When they hear you, I'll be near you again.
Am I not to go with them?
Here is our hostage. One white face looks just like another. Tell me about my son.
What do you want to know?
Is he walking? Has he said any words yet? Anything you can think of? Are they going to kill me?
Of course not. They're decent men. I would not have come here if I did not believe that.
Mr. Walker, your men are gone. Will you come out now?
Thank you for your kindness to my family.
You're welcome. He's a fine boy.
Ragtime had run out, as of history were no more than children play a piano, but we did not know that then.
After Coalhouse Walker's death, younger brother drove south to Mexico, where he joined the peasant revolutionary Emiliano Zapata.
La 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 la. The signs of the coming World War were everywhere. The anarchist Emma Goldman was arrested again, of course, but this time she would be deported as well.
Booker T. Washington's Tuskegee Institute became, in time, the center of Black America. When he died, flags were flown at half-mast. President and Mrs. Wilson attended his funeral.
Grandfather now resided in a cemetery. Finally, peace and quiet.
The passionate and beautiful Evelyn Nesbit would lose her looks and fall into obscurity. Whee!
Harry Houdini was hanging upside down high over Times Square when the Archduke Franz Ferdinand was assassinated in Sarajevo.
Warn the Duke!
Suddenly, little boy's words rang clear to the great illusionist. It was the one genuinely mystical experience of his life. But it was too late. The world was already at war.
When the Lusitania was torpedoed by a U-boat off the southwest coast of Ireland, 1,200 men, women, and children lost their lives. And among them, Father.
Mother wore black for a year. At the end of that time, Tata proposed and she accepted. She adored him.
They moved to California.
They were now a family.
They felt blessed.
Coal House.
One afternoon, watching his children play, Tata had an idea for a movie. A bunch of children, black, white, Christian, Jew, rich, poor, of all different kinds. A gang. A crazy gang getting into trouble, getting out of trouble, but together, despite their differences. He was sure it would make a wonderful movie. A dream of what this country could be. He would be first in line to see it.